The old grandmother cracked open an egg that had 10 yolks. The yolks poured out like a waterfall, making Toriko's mouth water. Next, she picked up a roasted chicken, and with just 3 cuts, she sliced the drumsticks into 18 pieces. Then, she tossed an onion into the air, and with 2 swift cuts, she sliced it into pieces thinner than potato chips. When these top-quality ingredients were combined and served with rice that cost 100,000 per pound, Komatsu picked up his chopsticks and took a bite. The moment the rice touched his mouth, he was overwhelmed with pure happiness. On the other hand, Toriko had already finished the entire bowl, but the real surprise was a broth even more expensive than gold. It was the legendary century soup. When the grandmother lifted the lid of the pot, both of them jumped in astonishment, only to see that the pot was empty. Suddenly, a wave of aroma hit them, an explosive fragrance that seemed to contain every imaginable ingredient. As the scent spread through the streets, food lovers immediately flocked to the area. The grandmother explained to everyone that the soup was called century soup. It required 10,000 rare ingredients and 30 years of slow simmering. She then served each person a bowl of clear broth. Toriko took a sip, completely entranced, as the flavors in his mouth kept changing. Komatsu, however, froze. The taste of the soup shocked him. He sniffed it carefully, feeling that one ingredient was still missing. The grandmother recognized Komatsu's true talent and invited them into her real kitchen. Inside, there were all kinds of gourmet foods. None of them had expected that the base of such a delicious soup was actually made from water used by monkeys for bathing. They ventured further and arrived at a massive pot. The enormous pot, 300 feet tall, amazed everyone. The grandmother gracefully jumped onto the top of the pot. When Toriko climbed up, he was stunned by the rich ingredients inside. The grandmother told them that this pot of soup had been simmering for 30 years, but had still not produced a truly authentic broth. She hoped that Toriko and Komatsu could help her achieve this dream. The soup was called century soup because it naturally forms only once every 100 years. On the cold ice plains, thousands of ingredients freeze together, slowly merging into the perfect broth. And now, the opportunity had arrived. A wealthy benefactor was gathering gourmet hunters to travel to the ice continent in search of the century soup. An old man with a peculiar appearance, holding a spoon in his mouth, appeared. He announced that whoever could successfully find the century soup and bring it back would receive a reward of 10 billion.